Hello, all you superhumans out there. I'm Sally Knopp, and we're going to talk about the Akashic Records. And I bet you didn't know this. The Akashic Records, right now, in this cosmic space in the universe, is actually trying to reach out to you too. Just like you are curious about it, it is ready to share the information with you. Never before in time have we had such an opportunity to learn how to hone in and read the Akashic Records. And it's so beautiful because it can share with us so much information. I have my notes here, and I'm just going to forgive me for a moment. I just want to make sure that I don't miss a thing when I tell you about this, because this whole transformation that I've recently gone through has not only helped my sister, um, who is a writer, solve some mysteries in our family history. She's currently writing a book on a story we heard as children, and it's a story about a family who comes to America and lives through the Revolution and their migration through the Cumberland Gap, and it's filled with some astounding stories. Stories you're like, wow, that really happened? Well, anyway, we'll get into that in another video. But we had some gaps in our story. And in those gaps, we were able to remote view the Akashic records and look and see what those gaps were. And you know what is really cool about that? We were able to find documentation to support what we found. Now, I'm doing kind of a vlog on this as we go through the journey. Um, and I will make that public at some point after the book is published, because I can't step on my sister's toes right now, and she's got to create the story. So anyway, the vlog should be interesting because of what she finds when she does her deep sleuthing into the old documents. And that is the power of going into the Akashic records. Now, I did make some notes here, and I want to kind of read to you what I did because I don't want to miss a beat. And like I said, I apologize. I can be a little bit like Ricochet Rabbit because I'm so excited about all the things you can do with this information. Because not only are we solving family mystery, I have learned how to clear and cleanse the um, the quantum field within somebody. That has made a huge difference. I've learned how to activate the inactive DNA in people. We've gone through the energy clearing and cleansings, which help people heal from all types of diseases, diabetes or cancers or syndromes of whatnot, all kinds of successes with it. And yes, I had measured successes before using the Dr. Bradley Nelson's body code method and also using Dolores Cannon's QHHT method and then merging them together. But what has been cool is that I've been able to level this up even more to where I'm merging these two together, but I'm also accessing through associated remote viewing the Akashic records. That's the exciting part because that is giving me information that is actually more accurate. Because when you're tapping into somebody else and your guide this or your dead ancestors are here, oh my goodness, that that was a learning curve right there. Before I got into just going to the Akashic records, just tuning into some old ancestors, from 4 times back, the results that we were getting, and I have this on video and I will be sharing this at some time. He just stopped. It's like talking to the person who's alive today that does not want to share everything, but the Akashic records holds all information. Let me just give you a summary of what I wrote. And I would love to be able to remember this, but this is like my fifth time trying to record this. And that's because I got too much going on in my head right now. What I wrote was this. This field is a concept that stretches beyond the imagination, yet subtle, powerful, and becoming recognized in modern sciences, merging ancient wisdom with quantum mechanics. This field is not just a cosmic library, it is the essence of all universal memory, a database hosting information of all existence in all dimensions. Imagine learning about the building of the pyramids or discovering answers to mysteries like Atlantis, Tiamat, Stonehenge, or maybe, like in my case, a century old family secret that is now time to be revealed for ancestral healing. The cool thing about ancestral healing is that it doesn't just heal what's going on within me that's been passed down through the frequencies, the DNA. It also heals everybody who has a genetic connection to that event. So, yes, and it was profound. And some of my family members, oh my goodness, they're like, whoa, I feel so dizzy. Like, well, I know why, because we just cleared out that energy that was in you too. So yeah, that's what's really cool about it. And that's what we're doing. So anyway, so you can find, this will heal some ancestral stuff. So remember, your most profound questions, who am I? What is the nature of reality? All exist here. This interconnected web of intention is ready for your discovery. So expand your personal journey into the realms beyond. This self-discovery can be awe-inspiring and deeply humbling. So y'all need to be ready for what you see. Here's the thing. When you get into the Akashic Records, it does not have what I want to call emotion behind the outcome. It is merely just recording every single thing like this ginormous computer. And it's recording every thought by every human, anywhere, anytime. And you can go into the Akashic Records and look at that recording of that person. So my ancestor, for example, my 4 times great grandfather, and the fairies hoodle doer that he turns out to have been, he does not want me knowing some of his deep, dark secrets. But guess what? When I viewed the Akashic Records, I got his deep, dark secrets. Now, the beautiful thing about knowing the Akashic Records, and we'll get into this in a little bit here, is that you must approach it with reverence and respect. This is not about getting back at somebody or retribution. This is about gaining full understanding so you can help that entity, energy, or person heal. This all goes to healing. So when you approach the Akashic Records, and there is a bit of a cosmic stop sign, if you will, if your intention isn't coming from a place of doing what is best and the highest good for all, you will be blocked. If you are going to do this to take somebody down or whatever, this isn't going to work real well for you. It will become distorted. That information will not come in clear. Let me go on because I did write some stuff down and I do want to make sure that I'm conveying it in this video. Let me get back here. So I just write. The good news is this field is actively trying to connect with you. That's important because it really is. All you need to do is have the basic understanding of how all this works so you can prepare for your own expansion. Edgar Casey, by the way, was one of the first persons who started talking about the Akashic Records in the 20th century, not from some guru from some dusty old monk someplace in some musty old place. I don't mean to discount monks, but you know what I'm saying. He's the first one who really brings it to the forefront in the 20th century. He is the father of holistic medicine. For those of you who do not know Edgar Casey, I suggest that you look up Edgar Casey, that's Cayce, and get to understand him. I write here, Edgar Casey, with over 14,000 medical readings alone, as well as journalists Linda Moulton Howe, are just two who bring us much information gleaned from this elusive library on healing and knowledge of your soul's history. and can shed light on how you can personally interact with the field. You will be engaging in the cosmic conversation with your higher self, as well as the source of creation and the collective wisdom of all ages. So, when my 4 times great grandfather was being elusive and did not want to share information, I could simply bypass him, access the Akashic Records, because my attention and intention is working for the best and highest good for all. And with that, the information began to flood in. And it flooded in with such intensity, because I do this like every single day. And it is a muscle. You do have to practice. You just can't say, well, turn it on and then go take a nap and just have it all just happen. You do have to apply yourself to some degree. But because I do this every day and I'm working that muscle, that information on my 4 times great grandfather and what he was trying to conceal, we did find after we did the session, there is physical documentation to back up what sort of fit the story of what we're gleaning. So that's important. But again, it's coming from the right space. Let me continue on with what I've got written here. So I apologize. I hope you like the video. I don't know how else to get it out. I'm so excited because it's been such a powerful gift that it has solved so many problems, not only in my sister's work, but just helping my clients heal. Good Lord, it's just been amazing. All right, here we go. There are many ways to connect to the infinite mind. Many of them are difficult for the common person trying to grow from a place of being new. Also, this cosmic construct records every conduct, feeling, thought, deed, and intention. Therefore, one needs to be fully prepared for this interaction. Yeah, if you don't want to get serious with yourself, I mean serious, if you look in the mirror and you see something on your face you don't like, that's what you might end up seeing. But it's only going to give you the information that needs to be known for you to heal. Because remember, there's like millions of thoughts in the course of a lifetime. So what is brought forward is the information for your own growth and well-being, for your own healing. So you might find, wow, I was a little bit narcissistic. I think we all are in our younger years. And I had to face that. Sorry for all my old friends from back in the day where I thought I was all that. I wasn't all that. I'm just humble little Sally. Anyway, we all have to have that moment where we look in the mirror and see things about ourselves we don't like. That's what this will do. And you have to be ready for that thing you don't like. When you are judging somebody else, by the way, it is likely that is highlighting something about yourself you don't like. And that's what this Akashic Records is going to show you. All right, let me continue on. So how does all this work? Well, many scientists, such as Doctors Rupert Sheldrake, Fritjof Capra, and Heinrich Casimir, have all hypothesized that everything is frequency, vibration, and energy, just as Tesla said centuries ago, or a century ago. Thought, feelings, intentions, etc., are encoded in the field. Some scientists speculate that it is more like a hologram or simulation. Regardless of how it works, this is just like using a computer. And just like accessing information on a computer, you need the skills. But hey, you know what? They're not hard. You know what? If I can learn this, anybody can learn this. This is why on my website, on my homepage, I have how to dissolve a cloud. Because for those of you who've not dissolved the cloud yet, get out there and start dissolving clouds. Because in dissolving those clouds through your attention and intention, you will begin to know that you have power over your environment, over your reality, whatever world you create. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. All right, here we go. And I got sidetracked again. My squirrel moment. All right, so once you know that you have the power that you can control clouds, then you'll know that you'll have access to the Akashic field. It is all the same stuff. You just got to know how to do it. We're going to get there. Attention and intention are key in this work. By setting your clear intention and focusing your mind, one can align your personal vibration to the field. However, what has been discovered and revealed by the Farsight Institute working in remote viewing, there can be difficulties accessing the field and searching for personal information. For example, if you want to see if your spouse is cheating on you, you are going to bring in personal grudges, negative emotions, and negative biases. Through this lens of fear, your information becomes colored and unreliable, and you can override the information that is in the field through your own filters. So you're definitely going to have to learn how to disconnect from the outcome of whatever information you get. So say, for example, I find out my husband's cheating on me. Now, emotionally, I would be a train wreck if that were to happen. But if I want to go into the Akashic fields, I have to detach from the emotion of the outcome, because the emotion of the outcome will, because it's a subtle frequency, that fear can be so ginormous, it will throw off that subtle energy that's coming in, that's flowing through us in order to give us the accurate information. So you have to begin to ask yourself, now, is this coming from me or is this coming from the field? So there is technique that needs to be developed so you can know the difference and how to detach yourself from the emotional outcome. Because otherwise, that's the thing that's going to hold you up right there. All right. So let me get to back where I was. All right. So if you are a master meditator, then you already know about the place that they call the void, where you are no one and nothing. If you are new to meditation and you want to go into the void, I do recommend you getting on Gaia.com, finding a show, Rewired with Dr. Joe Dispenza. Now, he can take you there with better ease than what I can. And if you are not a meditator like me, and you are seeking an easier way, I will be putting up a tutorial video that will walk you through the entire process, but it won't come out until probably late summer, as we are working on that. So, but that'll be up on sallyknop.com, and we will be getting that up for people to go through. That's exciting because you don't have to spend a lot of money to figure this out. It is so simple, people. We overcomplicate way too much in our lives, and it is so simple. And once you find out how simple this is, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, why haven't I not done this in like ever? All right. So, accessing the Akashic Records is a deeply personal experience. Now, this is important. Your information might be symbolic or intuitive, needing you to translate it as it applies to you. Your intuition is your guide, and this plays a major role in deep understanding of what your higher self is revealing to you. This subtle knowing will guide your focus. The ability to access this field will vary with everyone, as well as what the meanings lie within will also be different for everyone. How can you tell if the information is correct or is it something else? Well, that is knowing the difference between, is the answers coming in the first 8 seconds? Or are you waiting and saying, yeah, but when you get to the yeah, but, that's the conscious mind kicking in. The Akashic records are going to be downloaded into the subconscious mind. And that's where people get hung up. That is the biggest place where people get hung up. Well, did I think that, or did that come from the Akashic field? Well, remember, through all the things that we've learned about consciousness, the brain is simply a receiver and a processor of information. When the information is coming in under 8 seconds, that is coming from the Akashic field. That's where it's coming from. Bottom line. We can argue this all 6 ways to Sunday, but we're not going to go there because at this point, after 8 years of study, That's where it's coming from. So if that information comes right in right there, you're going to know that's coming from the subconscious. And that's where you need to lean into it. Anything after 8 seconds is going to be your conscious mind, or as my gal Dolores Cannon would say, that is Mr. Stupid piping in. Well, let me go on. Be careful sharing your information with others, as the meanings for symbology or interpretation will differ, and they are unique as snowflakes. So you need to realize that you may have a symbology of, okay, for example, I had a dream of my husband in a negative event, and my dream was black and white. Now, I dream in color. Everybody's different. Some people say they don't dream or they don't really remember their dreams, but they do dream. And it was black and white. And so I was very upset by this negative event in this dream. And so, of course, in my work, I go to my other highly intuitive person and I say, oh my gosh, I had this dream and this da da da. Well, I had like three because I know all you out there right now, and a lot of you are very good. And my friends that I talk to are very good. One said, well, that was in another timeline. Was not in another timeline. I knew that then. And then another one said, oh, it's because he really is doing that. And she's really good. And I'm like, well, that's really bad if it's the case. And at any rate, I realized as I tuned into myself, once I understood how to tune in properly, my friends, as good as they are going through their own experiences. So I have one friend that says, well, let me tune into my guides. You don't need to go to your guides. I mean, you can if you want, if it's comfortable. There's nothing wrong with going to your guides, but you don't need to go through your guides. Go directly to the source, go directly to the Akashic Records. The information is all there. You just need to tune into it. The guides, from this perspective, is a bit of a crutch. Now, you can do that, and there's nothing wrong with it. I've tuned in, but like everything, I went from kindergarten to grade school to junior high, middle school, whatever they call it now, high school to college, and there was an evolution in my knowledge and how I apply the work. And so many of us, because we get to the point where in high school it all works, or this method works, we stay stuck in that. And I am not that way. I am constantly looking for a better way to do it because I always feel that there's more and a better way. I don't like to get stuck in one place. And because I was willing to expand that, that's where I got to the place I didn't have to rely on my guides or a friend. Now, my friends were coming through their own filters, their own biases. So they interpreted my dream through, even though they might be 80 or 90% right, they were still looking through a lens. It's a bit like looking through, I don't know, wax paper out the window and sort of seeing shadows and light, but you don't see the full clarity. When I tapped into the Akashic Records, I found out where that was actually at. And that is because in this particular event that I saw in my dream, my husband was on that trajectory. So when psychics do readings for you, they are looking like the future readings. What psychics are able to do is that the energy is sort of like in the quantum field, it begins to collapse in a certain way. And so they can see where the trajectory is going. Now, here's the thing when you work with a psychic, they're going to come, including me, and well, maybe not so much anymore because now I'm accessing the Akashic Records. People come through their own biases and filters, and they can be 80 or 90% right. But also know, and keep that in mind with no matter who you work with, because if you hear something that doesn't feel right, listen to your gut. Your gut will never lie to you. Your brain will, but your gut will never lie to you. So if you're getting that sensation of, nah, that doesn't feel right, when that's the first thing under 8 seconds, it's because they're picking up on something that is in their own um, filter when they're giving the information. It's not that they're intentionally doing anything wrong. They're not. Everybody that I work with do work in the best and highest good for all. But just like everybody, we're just we're evolving and there's more to learn. And I do know there's several people that I know that sort of get stuck in, well, this works and so this is it, and I'm not going to grow from that. And that's their choice. But their accuracy won't be as high. So they have to open themselves up. And for those of you who are psychic that listen to me, if you don't hear anything else, that is the one thing that I would recommend is that you don't get in your own way. Disconnect from the emotion of the outcome of the information you seek and allow the information to come in as it is, just as the information. So I went squirrel again on that. Sorry to go sideways, but that is to kind of give you why you need to approach this and know that anything that a psychic can see energetically, if they can see it, you have the power to change it. You just remember that you have the power to change what a psychic sees. You don't have to, just because a psychic says, hey, Sally, you're going to go marry a big old fat man. Which, by the way, I'm married to one right now. Oh, heaven, sorry, honey. He knows. He's just said, I need to lose 30 pounds. So, anyway, winter's been hard on us. We have to get out there and start walking and losing some weight. It doesn't mean that you have to actually go out and marry the fat man. So, it means that that energy is out there and you can change it if that is your desire to change it. All right, so here we go. Consistent practice with the intention of connecting with the field will begin to take hold. If not at first, don't give up. Be consistent. Remember, this is a privilege and must be viewed as such. You must come from a place of working for the best and highest good for all. Selfish reasons will be blocked, and they will be. I kid you not, it happened to me over and over and over. I had to learn the hard way because that's that's who I am. So approach the records with reverence and respect. The information here can be most profound and life-altering. So ethics is essential. You will need to be honest with yourself and willing to face challenges. You might discover things about yourself that are disagreeable, and understand this information is given as a gift for your own personal growth. Now, once you are slipping into your deep state of relaxation, whatever that process is that works best for you, clearly state your intention out loud. The reason for that is because, like Dr. Teresa Bullard states in her show Mystery Teachings on Gaia.com, using the voice imprints the quantum field. Remember, imprinting the quantum field. First comes the thought. If you vocalize it, will help further imprint it in the quantum field. And the emotion that you feel gives it fuel to expand that out, to expand it out. So you definitely want to pay attention. State it out loud, your intention and attention out loud 3 times, because that gives information to your subconscious mind. And that's where all this connection takes place. That's why it's important to do it that way. Da, 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 da. So, yeah, I said all that. So, now, clearly state your intention out loud. Now, this can be anything from finding out answers to questions or challenges you face to deep understanding of an event in history. Whatever your question is, as you do this, engage in deep breathing, calming your autonomic nervous system. Some people use a breathing technique up for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I don't do that, but some people do. Visualize opening your chakras from the lower chakras up and expanding to the upper chakras, and expand that out to the universe. Visualize your impressions in this cosmic field. It can be an array of light. So you just imagine what would it feel like if I was sitting in this cosmic field? Some people visualize it's an array of light or beams or waves. They imagine themselves flowing on like a wave through the ocean. You can do it however you want. It's really cool. See yourself entering the room of the Akashic Records, which is what I do. I visualize walking into a room and finding the person I'm tuned into. So my sister Susan Elaine's in Crandall. There's her book. And then I pull it out, and through attention intention, I will then begin to ask the question and go from there. All right. Um, so however you want to do it, however you see it, you want to hold the feeling that you are in when you can imagine yourself being in this place. You're usually feeling the love vibe, right? If you're angry, if you've got fear, worry, negative feelings going on right now, this ain't going to work. It is not going to work. It is not going to work, just like you're not going to get, if you've got your radio set on FM, well, on AM, let's put it that way, and you want to listen to a radio station on FM, your AM channel is never going to get there. That is the same thing that is happening here. You have to be in a place of peacefulness, of feeling joy within you, because you're in a place of non-resistance. Remember, the universe is either resistance or non-resistance. It's binary in many ways. And if you are in resistance, you're not getting in. But if you are in, and that's why it's working in the best and highest good for all, because it's not a self-centered thing. Self-centeredness is a lower vibration, and doing the best and highest good for all is a higher vibration. So you want to access the field, you need to feel peaceful, joyful, those type of happy emotions. And if you are feeling like I can't get beyond my own stuff, reach out to me. We'll clear your energy. We'll clear your quantum field, reverse damages, clear ancestral stuff. Just, or you can do it this way and figure it out. All right. So you definitely want to say these things out loud 3 times, your attention and intention. Create your mantra and repeat it. And then the next part is you say, I am one with the Akashic field. Some other examples are, I'm in harmony with the Akashic field. I am one with universal wisdom. I am joyfully receiving all the information the field has to offer. You see the theme here? I am putting yourself in the present tense, because everything is manifesting. We talk about that a lot. And you have to be in the I am. I am. So I am joyfully, a positive feeling. I am joyfully receiving all the information the field has to offer. I am joyfully receiving great wisdom. I am joyfully receiving all answers to all questions asked immediately, with truth and accuracy working in the best and highest good for all. I am joyfully receiving information. Fill in, pick your topic. Now, all you have to do is receive any insights, visions, and knowings. They will come. It will download into your mind. Do not try. Just set the intention using the mantras that I just went over. Use those. Be in a place of relaxation. Be in a space in your head where you're calm and peaceful and happy, joyful, and feeling love. And then ask the question and allow whatever that is, that first word, that first knowing, in under 8 seconds will reveal itself. That is you being the receiver from the radio station known as the Akashic field. You've set up a vibrational connection, and you are now in an interactive space with the field. And like I said, and why I share this video with you today is, one, I want everybody to learn how to do this. And because it's so powerful in your own healing, your own movement forward, creating abundance and happiness and joy in your life, and how you can separate what is negative and what is positive, and understand that you are the creator of your reality. What you experience in the future is what you're feeling in the now. So let that sink in. What you experience in the future is what you are feeling in the now. So if you want a good future, then discard all negative stuff. I had a client call yesterday, and one of her big angst was that things were not going the way she wanted them to go. She wanted to control things, and she was not feeling really good. She was not in a good space. The only thing I could offer her was you have to shift how you see the problem. And seeing it as a problem, and I felt bad for her too. She kind of felt like she was being punished, but God does not punish. It's giving you opportunity to learn what you can do with yourself, how you can tune in and go to the Akashic Records, get information that you need, create the solution that will overcome where you are. If you don't like where you are, okay. Get yourself in a relaxed state of mind, in a peaceful place, access the Akashic Records, download the information, and become participating in a solution to your problem. When you can get a solution to your problem based on your ability to calm yourself down, that's where all the answers are going to come in. And you're going to get to the place you want to go. Now, sometimes the universe is like, you need to give up that career. It did for me. I had a great career. I was doing really well. I was out there knocking it dead, but it almost made me dead. And that's the part where I left that. I had to make a choice. If I stayed where I was, even though the money was coming in, nice things and a nice home, nice vacations, nice everything, at the end of the day, it made me so sick that if I had stayed with it, I would have been dead. I remember talking with my boss once. He goes, Sally, do you even hear what's coming out of your mouth? That's when I knew I had to be done. I had to be really done. And I had to say, you know what? At the end of the day, the only thing that's going to matter in this world when I draw my last breath is who in my family is with me that loves me and cares if I stay or go. The love that I've created with my children, my family, my friends, the only thing that matters is love. Because I'll tell you, those dollar bills that I was accumulating, the house I had, it wasn't going to hold my hand at the end of the day. The only thing that was going to give me comfort is the relationships I established through love. So, anyway, with all that noise said, let me just say this. Please like, share with like-minded people, and know that you have the power to access the Akashic Records. Please watch for, and I'll make sure that I will update everybody when I get the tutorial video up, and then you'll be able to access it on sallyknop.com. Now, if all this is too much and you want to get your energy cleared and cleansed, you can reach out to me at sallyknop.com, and you can book a session on the website. This session where we're looking at your Akashic Records and doing energy clearing and cleansing and restoring your quantum field is under Remote View Akashic Records. Now and I don't think I have it in there yet, but I will go make a change on that website, because I am including energy cleansing and clearing so you can heal. You can get rid of your heart walls that either you've created, maybe you've worked with me before and you created new heart walls. We can still go back and re-clear and cleanse that. So even if you worked with me before and you still want more work, we can do that, because there can be a million things going on, a million things. So with that said, y'all have a great week. Let me know if you have any questions. Please comment. Keep it nice. If you don't agree with it, scroll on. Take care for now. Bye.